Good afternoon. Welcome to Baton Rouge for the Baton Rouge Regional, the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament, and the pregame press conference with Ohio State. Winners yesterday over Missouri State. They will face LSU at 7 o'clock Monday night here at the Maravich Assembly Center. Pleased to be joined by senior guard Braxton Miller to my left, who had 1.3 rebounds in the win over Missouri State. Far end of the table is graduate forward Tanaya Beecham, who had 8 points and 5 rebounds in the win. Once again, we will ask questions here in person first. Raise your hand. If you do have a question for both players, please designate which one you'd like to start. And for those joining us via Zoom, you can hit the raise hand button there. We'll come to you when the in-person questions are done. Ladies, congratulations. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And we'll open up the floor for questions.
Braxton, this is for you. Obviously, I guess you saw LSU play yesterday. What's your impression of them, especially their guards, which seems to be their strength?
Yeah, I think they're a really great team. I think that it's definitely going to be a struggle. They crash the boards really hard. Their guards are really skilled and fast, and so just trying to play D, box out, get a lot of rebounds, I think is going to be really crucial for us.
Question for each. I'll start with Tanea. You were a part of the team that played in a tournament with Toledo before you transferred. You didn't play in that game based on the box score I read, but just to get back to play as you did and the ability to win that game and enjoy the moment even though you are looking forward to tomorrow.
I'm really excited about the whole experience. I feel like it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, especially now because I'm a senior. So all gas, no brakes. I don't want it to end.
And Braxton, Coach Mulkey was just here, and of course she said she faced you when she was at Baylor. What's changed about the Braxton Miller she faced at Oklahoma State compared to what you're doing now as a senior here?
I think I'm just kind of a different player. I mean, obviously now I'm in the 4 position. She's definitely never seen me there. So, just a little more mature, making hustle plays and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it.
To both players, how do you view the challenge of, you're just looking at this like a road game in conference, going to somebody else's house when they're going to have all the fans and everything? Is it a us against the world mentality, or how do you view that challenge?
Yeah, I think it's definitely difficult. I mean, they bring in an amazing crowd. I mean, that you can't really argue that. So it's definitely difficult, home court advantage. But I think that we have a really strong base, and we support each other so much. I think that we're excited to take on that challenge.
Yeah, I think their crowd is most definitely their 6th man behind them. So we most definitely have to come in there with not trying to get every call. We have to play smart and play our game and focus on us going into the game.
Stay with Tanea. If you could just talk about your game. For most of us, this will be the first time to get to see you play. It looks like on paper you guys, can do a little bit of everything, but you defend well and shoot the 3 pretty consistently. As a person on their team, how would you describe your team?
I feel like our team is very confident. I feel like we are a threat. Nobody should take us lightly, no matter what you guys got on y'all roster. I feel like we're going to play sound, and we're going to be focused for this game for sure.
Yeah, I think that we have great chemistry, so we play really well together. We like playing with each other, and we're going to play really hard. I think that's one thing that we've gotten better at and just been mentally tough with throughout the season and improved on is we might not always be the best team or the most skilled or whatever, but we are definitely going to play the hardest. So I think that's big for us.
Braxton, staying with you, the pressure at the end of the half on Missouri State. You guys pressed most the first half, but was it, as Katie mentioned on the broadcast, you had a couple of shots, kind of got some momentum, closed it to 5 or 6. What clicked then, allowing that press to be so effective down the stretch in the first half?
I think that, we put a big emphasis on trying to get stops in our press, and even if not stops, just slowing teams down, giving a little bit less of a shot clock. So I think that it was kind of like we got one steal and a few shots, and we saw what the press was doing, and it was just like blood to a shark. Like, as soon as we saw, that we could get some steals, we just kind of pounced and went crazy. So I think that was obviously huge and something we saw and just really went after.
Braxton, if you could describe Taylor's game for me as well.
Yeah, Taylor's, you guys have seen her play. Taylor's a super skilled player. She shoots the 3 like no other, and she can even get it off the bounce though and get a floater and things like that. She's a threat for sure, and I'm super proud of everything that she's brought to the team this year and the year that she's had. It's really impressive, and I love that for her.
Just a quick follow-up to the crowd question. Were you able to stay and watch the second game?
Yes.
Here. What were your impressions of the environment in that game?
Their crowd most definitely gave them a lot of support, especially when they got down. Their crowd most definitely brought them back into the game. Just to have the support that they had around them, they should have never had no doubt in their mind, you know. So we gotta most definitely tune out the crowd when we play. I feel like the crowd is going to be really hostile out there when we get out there. So we can't let the crowd and get too caught up in the crowd. We gotta tune it out.
Yeah, I think it was really impressive. I mean, I love to see it, you know, a crowd that big supporting women's basketball and things like that. You know, we'd hate to come to an empty stadium. So I think it was really impressive. It's a crazy environment. I think it's going to be definitely challenging, and they're a great crowd, so I'm excited.
For both of you, Coach Mulkey talked earlier about how you guys are a 6 seed, but you don't, I mean, what y'all did in y'all's conference this season, y'all should have been a higher seed. Kind of what does that say about this team?
I think we just have a lot of heart. You know, I feel like people have doubted us a lot of times, and we just kind of take it with a grain of salt and for what it is, and we don't let that really get to us. I think we know ourselves and we know our teammates, and we want to stick together and prove everyone wrong. So I just think that that's been even more of a driving force for us. It's not really even something that is a bad thing for us. If anything, it just fuels our fire more.
Yeah, for sure, our togetherness and our confidence in each other most definitely push us to go against anybody.
Just an easy question. Do y'all normally practice with crowd noise like you did today?
No.
Just as JC's teammate, what is she like as a person? I know it's kind of open-ended, but if you could just highlight a few things. And in any way, it seemed like she had a really interesting response to that first quarter. Obviously, was rough yesterday, and she caused a lot of havoc all over the floor in the second quarter and kind of seemed to lead the way. I don't know if you agree, but could you give me an idea of how her personality fits what she did yesterday?
She's always motivating us. You know, she's always like telling us to bring it together so we can calm our nerves, get ourselves together. And I feel like she helps us a lot of trying to keep us composed, or she try to make sure that she's composed so we won't get out of, you know, control or anything, especially with her pushing the ball's going through her. So if she's, her tempo is high or if she's calm, I feel like it'll pass down to the whole team when we're out there.
JC is probably one of the hardest workers I've ever met in my life. She is determined, and so, you know, when I see her do things on the court and on the floor, like, I feel like it's exactly, you know, how that was supposed to go. I mean, everything she does on the court, I've seen her do 1,000 times in practice and workouts and things like that. So, yeah, JC's super determined. She keeps her cool, and she definitely helps us lead the way in times that we're struggling, especially like yesterday. So I'm so proud of her, and she's even a greater person. As a friend, she's so fun and funny, so I love Jace.
Anybody else in person? We're clear online. Any final questions here? All right. If not, Braxton and Tanea, again, congratulations. Thanks for your time, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We'll be right back to Baton Rouge. Our head coach, Kevin McGuff, will join us from Ohio State. Until then, a reminder that a copy of this press conference will be posted to the NCAA Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com, and a transcript provided by ASAP will be made available shortly. Head coach Kevin McGuff joins us shortly when we come back to Baton Rouge. Until then, thanks for joining us.